It is the final home weekend series of the regular season tonight. The Angels opening up a 3-game set with the Oakland Athletics at the Big A. Happy to have you with us, everybody. Rory Marcus along with Mark Gubazan. Tonight it's the Angels and A's. It's the last Big Bang Friday night of the regular season. The Angels had a day off yesterday, and boy, did they ever need it. They had played 40 games in 41 days. It's kind of a long stretch, Gooby.
Well, and the smiles they had on their face today, it's obvious they were rejuvenated after that day off. I mean, I think what it came down to is their starting pitching during this stretch really picked up the pace for them. The ERA down almost a run from what it was prior to August 14th. So they're pitching much better. Their bullpen's been outstanding. Yes, they haven't scored as much runs, and yet they still play some good baseball. I think it comes down to Mike Stoja's mentality of playing one game at a time. Don't worry about how tired you're going to be, how many games you got in a row. Hey, it's always difficult when you're a West Coast team. Those flights are so long, you don't really have a full off day except for yesterday. That's why you got to look for something good out of this team tonight.
Well, Socha will tell you that's the way it's been since baseball began. Maybe that's the right attitude for the manager to have.
Team has kind of morphed into a little different, I guess, template over the course of the season. Early on, we were scoring a lot of runs. Pitching was a little bit shabby. Now we've really picked up the pitching end of it, and hopefully the offense will get back on track. We'll have a good combination.
Soch makes a great point. The pitching has been terrific in the second half, particularly the starting pitching. And tonight, one of the guys he relies on, Jared Weaver.
Jared Weaver's been throwing the ball so well this entire season. That fastball, the ability to be able to pitch deep in the ball games, using that changeup, his curveball, and his slider. That's why he sees a 15-game winner, particularly dominant at home, 9-2 record, ERA under 3. So look for him to be able to work down in his zone, pitch to contact. When he's in fastball counts, utilize that changeup, finish him off with that curveball. He's had a lot of success, good ERA against this Oakland A's team in the past. So look for Jared to set the tone again for the series and win the series and clinch the division.
Jared having a terrific season, and the Angels would love to clinch as soon as possible. Should be a good series. The A's may be in the cellar in the AL West, but they've been a hot team lately. Tonight, it's the Angels and Oakland A's opening up a 3-game weekend series here at the Big A. appliance and flat screen superstores of the Angels. And by Carl's Jr., the teriyaki $6 burger with grilled pineapple, back at Carl's Jr. Back at Angel Stadium, a warm day and a warm night. Beautiful night for baseball, and the Angels and A's being brought to you in beautiful high definition by Time Warner Cable. Well, the Angels, we talked about their magic number, so what's happening with the Texas Rangers? They have come from behind tonight. They were trailing Tampa Bay, but now the Rangers are ahead 5-3, trying to stave off elimination. And Texas taking a lead right now into the 7th inning as the Angels' magic number is at 4. Oakland in tonight, and their leadoff hitter is a former Angel that knows something about the playoffs, Adam Kennedy. Rajay Davis and Ryan Sweeney after that. Then it's Suzuki, Cust, and Barton for the A's. Mark Ellis bats 7th. Eric Patterson and Cliff Pennington to face Angel starter Jared Weaver.
Well, I'll tell you what, Oakland's been swinging the bat very well. So it's going to be a tough assignment for Jared Weaver, though he has good numbers in his career against Oakland. 2-2 with an ERA, 2.93, 15-game winner. Most important thing, you look at those stats right there, 200 innings pitched for the first time in his career. Velocity on his fastball, not quite as crisp last time out, but his curveball and changeup were outstanding. So look for Jared to establish that fastball early, get some early pitch count outs, and go deep in the game.
Checking the defense for the Angels tonight, the outfield, Juan Rivera is in left, Torrey Hunter in center, and Bobby Abreu in right field. Infield, Figgins in third, Ibar playing shortstop, Howie Kendrick in there tonight, and Kendry Morales at first. Jeff Mathis gets the call behind the plate tonight.
And Torrey Hunter out in center field, the 8-time Gold Glover. I talked to him earlier today about how he felt about having that day off, and he gave me the biggest smile. He said he feels absolutely perfect. Asked about how some of those nagging injuries are. He said, hey, after a day off, they're all gone. So look for him to cover a lot of ground out there in center field.
Howie Kendrick, after getting sent down to the minor leagues, it's as if his season started again, both at the plate and defensively. Howie gets the nod again tonight.
And then Jeff Mathis behind the plate, so good defensively. And I love the fact he's so quiet behind the plate, late movement, frames the pitches so well, and has a quick catch and release for would-be base stealers. So this Oakland team is not your typical Oakland team going base to base. Very aggressive, 128 stolen bases as a team. So they will be running today against Jared.
Adam Kennedy, as an Angel, 3 home runs in a game against the Minnesota Twins in 2002. Left an indelible impression on Angel fans, and they'll always remember Adam.
That uppercut swing, what he did against the Minnesota Twins in that playoff game, which he went back 3 times. 20 stolen bases, too, for Oakland this season. Very aggressive on the base pass and a good batting average.
Having a solid year and playing third base now. First pitch of the ball game tonight to Adam Kennedy. Strike 1. Good curveball from Weaver, and Kennedy flailing away 0-2.
Well, that's a tough pitch for Adam Kennedy because he's all about getting the momentum going forward, the uppercut swing, but that slow curveball throws off his balance.
Kennedy pops one up, left side, Ibar backpedals into the outfield. 1 out. The Oakland A's playing pretty well all of a sudden. They have won 8 of their last 10. And right now they are only 7 games under 500. So they are finishing fairly strong. And when it's all over, it won't look so bad.
15-7 in the month of September.
81 degrees at game time here at the Big A tonight. Rajay Davis takes the breaking ball for a strike.
Davis putting up some great numbers, 40 stolen bases along with that 317 batting average.
One ball, 1 strike to Davis. 1-2 to the Oakland center fielder.
Clearly a guy, when you go through your scouting report for a club, this is the guy you want to keep off the base pass because he can cause so many problems defensively for your club if he's on base.
Ground ball to Figgins at third base. 2 down. Ryan Sweeney coming up.
Well, those pitcher meetings before a team comes into town are always interesting. You have one guy will say, well, this guy's a great fastball hitter, or this guy's a good low ball hitter, and then all of a sudden your best pitch is a fastball and you're a sinker ball pitcher. You sit there and you go, oh man, how am I going to get him out? Bottom line is, if you make your pitch, you're going to get even the hottest and best hitter out if you hit your location.
Ryan Sweeney takes strike 1 from Weaver. On the ground to Kendry Morales. He'll do it himself, and that's it. A 1-2-3 first inning for Jared Weaver. Barr and Abreu in the first inning. Vladdy's back in there at the cleanup spot as the DH. Torrey Hunter, Juan Rivera, and the bottom third tonight, Kendry Morales, Howie Kendrick, and Jeff Mathis facing left-hander Gio Gonzalez.
Gonzalez does have a good fastball, above average at 89 to 95. Good curveball and a changeup, but his command has been an issue for him at ERA over 6. Lots of walks, has not commanded that zone very well. Last couple starts out hasn't got beyond the 4th inning. Look for him to get hit around early. If he settles in, that makes it more difficult because he does have an overpowering fastball.
And the first batter he'll face tonight, Sean Figgins for the Angels. Sean Figgins starting the night, hitting .301. One ball, one strike to Figgy. Gio Gonzalez, 24 years old. He just had a birthday a few days ago.
You look at his numbers, 86 in the 3rd innings pitch, 55 walks. It really comes down to repeating your mechanics and having the confidence to challenge batters.
Figgy lines one into the glove of the shortstop, Pennington. The A's off to a good start defensively, where they will have Patterson, Davis, and Sweeney in the outfield tonight. Adam Kennedy's at third, Pennington at shortstop, and then Mark Ellis and Daric Barton on the right side, with Kurt Suzuki catching Gio Gonzalez.
Adam Kennedy playing third base, generally a second baseman. I saw last time these clubs played together in the Big A, he had some issues as far as fielding bunts.
And that'll be an easy out on Ibar at first base.
When you make that adjustment from a second baseman, you know, your whole footwork and arm angles are completely different than it would be at third base. So it's an adjustment for Adam. He's put up some solid numbers for him, get more acclimated to third base. It's not an easy thing to do after you played a middle infield position your whole career.
2 out in the bottom of the first. Bobby Abreu coming up for the Angels.
Bob Guerrero wants his bat in the lineup. His best way to be able to get Adam Kennedy in there is at third base position. So he decided that's the best route for him.
Hard to believe when you look at the Angels and talk about the magic number. At one time, they were 29 and 29. That was in the middle of June. 1 ball, 1 strike to Bobby Abreu. The Angels about to clinch, apparently, it looks like it anyway, their 3rd consecutive AL West title. Socia will talk about it after it happens, of course. The Angels now have been in first place for 77 consecutive days. 1-2 to Abreu.
There's no question during the course of the season the depth of the Angels and the whole organization has been tested. We had Torrey, we just showed him, he'd been out for a while. We had Howie sent down to the minor leagues to get his swing back. So, and 14 starting pitchers. So it hasn't been easy for this club to be in this position, but they fought hard to get here.
Strike 3 call to Abreu. And he's not too happy with home plate umpire Tim McClellan. But the Angels go out in order. McClellan with his usual late call that might have. Just room to get his head in there and wear that halo.
Good look for you, Rory, I think.
Kurt Suzuki leads off the 2nd inning for the Oakland A's.
You got to run down there and borrow a sign from that youngster.
Okay. I'll be back around the 7th inning.
Perfect.
1-0 to Suzuki, who fouls it straight back. They've gone to the 8th inning in Arlington. The Rangers still leading Tampa Bay 5-3. When people keep talking about the magic number and when you're going to clinch it, the players get to the point where you just want to get it over with, don't you?
Yeah, but you know, my first couple years with Kansas City when we made the playoffs, and then the next year fortunately won the World Series, they were not one to the last couple days of the season, so you know every game was stress going down to the end. But now the Angels have put together such a good streak as far as playing consistent baseball. Last year won by a ton. This year, a nice comfortable lead for Mike Socia. He'll say that we're not there yet, So he wants to play good baseball to the end. But yeah, you want to get this over as quick as possible.
After tonight, 9 regular season games left. There's a pop fly into right field by Suzuki. And Howie Kendrick goes out to take care of it. It's time for the Cabot Woodstein legendary performance.
Well, back there in 05 up in Oakland. They clinched the division in front of their hated rivals, the Oakland A's. Those celebrating Frankie getting the save.
2005. Jack Cust, the DH for the A's. Cust with 23 home runs this year. He strikes out a lot, he walks a lot, and he can hit the ball out of the ballpark.
When you look at that, he's got 23 home runs, only 15 doubles, no triples, so it's basically out of the ballpark or swing and miss.
2-1 to Jack Cust. The Angels have gone 12-10 in September. So are you concerned at all that the team has not generated great momentum at this point?
I don't think so. I think right now they're just trying to get their swings back more consistently. We talked about that missed opportunities the other day in that game against the Yankees where they leave 13 base runners on. They got to get that approach back, which they're just thinking, get the run across. Don't necessarily have to get a hit. Just get a fly ball or a ground ball. Be more productive with your outs. Of course, their pitching is certainly throwing the ball well. That's the most important aspect you need to go into the playoffs with. When you see, remember in 1988, the Dodgers won a World Series basically with Orel Hershiser and Tim Belcher, the guys that just threw the ball exceptionally well for them. They don't win it because their offense wasn't powerful enough to outslug a team like Oakland, but pitching wins you championships.
3-2 to Cust, who takes ball 4.
And you look at this rotation now set up for the Angels. All 5 very, very good. One of them will probably be disappointed to be moved down to the bullpen. Joe Saunders, in my opinion, right now deserves to be in that rotation as far as the playoffs. Been outstanding since coming back from DL. The velocity on the fastball is back. So that's why they got to feel good. And this guy right here is probably the key, not only the turnaround as far as the starters, but the key for a long postseason run.
Well, they got Scott Kazmir in large measure to beat the Red Sox and beat the Yankees. And I don't think there's any disguising that fact, do you?
No, but I mean, like I said, the way to win a championship is no question is through your pitching. Now, they won in 2002 because their bullpen depth was amazing. From Frankie to Percy, you had Weber, you had Donnelly down there. All those guys, Schoen Weiss, all of them threw exceptionally well out of the bullpen. And Mike Scioscia was able to go 5 with the starters. The back 4 innings, they had no chance, the opposing clubs.
It's 2-0 now to Daric Barton. The Angel bullpen is solid right now also. And you're right, it would be the thing you don't want to say is see our pitching's in shambles right now going into any kind of a playoff.
Back end of the bullpen has been throwing the ball exceptionally well. Jepson's solidified that 8th inning, a spot that we're so accustomed to seeing out of Scott Shields.
There's a line drive right to Kendrick. Throw to first, double play. Daric Barton lines into a double play. Cust is doubled off of first, and the A's are gone in the second.
Job by Howie, catch and throw right away. Henry on the base to get the double play.
degrees at game time. And into the bottom of the second inning we go with Vlad Guerrero to lead things off for the Angels. Vladdy back in that cleanup spot again, hitting .299. He's hit 15 home runs.
Oakland overall has done a pretty good job of pitching against Vlad. His career numbers at .285, which isn't bad, but when you look at what he's done against teams like Texas, he's had his troubles.
Kennedy from third base gets him.
I think they pitch him inside more so than any team that I've seen. They throw fastballs in, they go to the breaking ball off the outside corner, but they're determined to throw pitches on the inside part of the plate.
One out in the second. Torrey Hunter stepping in for the Angels. The Angels are trying to win their third straight AL West title, and no team has done that in the American League West since Oakland. The A's did it 88, 89, 90. (2-0) to Torrey Hunter, who takes a strike.
It was the Bash brothers back in the day. McGuire, Canseco, Henderson, Dave Parker was on it. They had some big guys in that team.
2-2 to Torrey, and those are very good Oakland teams. Just off the plate, 3-2. Three balls, two strikes to Torrey Hunter. Who slashes one to Kennedy. He dropped it, picks it up, wide throw. Hunter safe at first. Adam Kennedy, who had some trouble at third base last time the A's were here, commits an error here in the second inning tonight.
When he was playing back on that ground ball, took his eye off it as it was going toward his glove. He thought he had plenty of time, which he did, but his throw ran up the first base line, and Barton unable to make the tag. Or he avoided it, stepped on the bag. He's got a base runner now.
First base runner of the night for the Angels.
And Angels do such a good job as far as capitalizing on the other team's mistakes.
Comes on an error by Kennedy. Now Juan Rivera up there. Juan looking down at Dino Ebel before he steps back in. Hunter being held on at first by Daric Barton. Ground ball behind third, but foul.
Well, we showed Adam Kennedy in the beginning part of the game how he's going to be active at third base, and a number of ground balls already going his way. You have a left-hander, there's a lot of slow curveballs. The inner half, the right-handers, they're going to pull that ball quite often. You can see how he's playing. He's pretty much right on that third base line as if this was late in the game.
Hop fly foul by Rivera. I think that's what infielders that take pride in their game hate more than anything, is to just make an error. More so than going 0 for 4, and you know Kennedy takes pride in his defense.
Gonzalez with a couple pickoffs this year. About 2 stolen bases and 2 other would-be stolen base attempts have been caught at second base. So he's got a pretty good move. He's got a slide step. It's a solid job of shutting down the running game.
Rivera fouls another one off. Just the other day against Oakland when they were playing the Indians, one of Cleveland's rookies, Trevor Crow, dropped a pop-up. And after the game, he said, there's no excuses. Even if I get struck by lightning, I still have to catch that ball.
Wow, that'd be a pretty good effort.
That would be a good play. Ground ball to shortstop, and they'll get the out at second. Two out in the second.
No chance really to get a double play. That ball's off the end of the bat. Nice play there. Turned by Pennington over to Mark Ellis, but no chance. Juan's going to be able to beat that ball out because he's a slow roller to shortstop.
Here's Kendry. That would also be interesting to call, Doobie. He's underneath it and gets struck by lightning, but still makes the catch. He'll be right back.
You could think of that one, Roy. You were probably hoping I was playing shortstop at that time, wouldn't you?
It's 0-2 to Kendry Morales.
He's starting to get that batting average up, hitting from the right side. He's at 289 with 4 home runs now. So 341 at the Big A as far as the batting average.
It looks like Texas is going to win tonight. The Rangers are now up 8-3 in the bottom of the 8th in Arlington, playing Tampa Bay. So the best the Angels could do, barring a huge comeback by the Rays, would be to cut the magic number down to 3. Oh, 2 to Kendry Morales. Which would mean the earliest they could clinch, if Texas does hang on, and there's the score, would be Sunday.
But as Mike Socha always says, all they're caring about right now is tonight. Playing good baseball. And after a day off, as much as they needed that day off, it's always a difficult task to get acclimated to the game once, the game starts here early. And they'll get the feel for it as the game progresses.
Good breaking ball by Gonzalez strikes out Kendry Morales, and the Angels do not cash in the error. No score after 2. Dealers. See what's new at scforddealers.com. And by Jack in the Box, where you can get anything on the menu any time of day. Top of the third inning at the Big A. Tonight, no score in the ball game. No hits in the ball game yet. Mark Ellis leads off for Oakland. Ellis having another solid year. One ball, one strike to the Oakland second baseman. Two balls into strike to Mark Ellis. And he hits one deep into left field. That sends Rivera back. Juan Rivera on the warning track makes the catch. Just as he got to the 387 sign, Juan had gone far enough to catch it.
I'll tell you what, Mark Ellis seems to come up with a clutch hit and good swing against the Angels as much as anybody I've seen with Oakland. Even though his numbers aren't indicated with the 231, he almost got another home run. Well, we're right back to that 387 sign. Was able to pull that in, and Jared was like, wow, got away with the hanging curveball.
One out, Daric Barton at the plate for the A's. Daric Barton hitting .258. That's in 66 at-bats with Oakland. Two and 0. Weaver walked one last inning. He has not had a strikeout yet. And Weaver's second walk of the night.
Now let's take a look at our jack-in-the-box outside the box. Let's take a look at our possibility of a playoff 25-man roster. You could pencil in that rotation with Lackey, Weaver, Kazmir, and Saunders. Bullpen, pretty much exactly what we anticipate. Irvin Santana probably be moved down to that spot. Could be a huge pickup for that bullpen. A power arm with a great slider. And, of course, the everyday lineup. The guys on that bubble. Arredondo, Trevor Bell, Bobby Wilson, and Reggie Willis. Reggie's done a nice job since he's been recalled as far as coming through some key spots. There's our jack-in-the-box outside the box.
There's Irvin Santana. And if he does go to the bullpen, you would have Irvin and Matt Palmer, who has gone 10-2. It would be a very strong bullpen. The back end has been great. You're right about Reggie Willis. Definitely a valuable guy to have on that bench, Scooby.
He could pinch run. He could bunt. He could play some defense for you. We showed Bobby Wilson. Mike Scioscia has indicated he may go with 3 catchers. I don't necessarily think you have to go with 11 or 12-man pitching staff in that first round of 5-game series.
Well, the Angels, if the playoffs started today, would be facing Boston. Tonight, Boston is losing at Yankee Stadium 9-5. And they are in the 8th inning of that ballgame.
Patterson with pretty good speed, 3 stolen bases. This is not your typical Oakland team. They don't go station to station anymore.
One 1-0 to Pennington. Weaver struggling a little bit with location right now. He got strike 1 on the first 3 batters he faced, first pitch strikes. But since then, he's gone 0 for 6. Pennington, the number 9 hitter in the batting order for Oakland.
Jared has a very good move, 3 pickoffs. Don't see that a whole lot of right-handed pitchers, that kind of a quick move. That amount of pickoffs in a season.
One and 1 to Pennington. Cliff Pennington hitting .282. Patterson at first base, 1 out in the 3rd inning.
He has that look. He's thinking about it. They get a comfortable lead, get the momentum.
He did not go there. 2-1 to Pennington, so if he is thinking about it, this might be the pitch.
Yeah, when you look at Jared, like I said, he's got a very good pickoff move, but because of his delivery, that deception he brings to the plate, a little longer than most to be able to deliver the baseball. See those fingers right there? That's a timing mechanism to be able to try to. There you go, Jared's going over that quick move again. The reason why base runners will have that movement like that, they want to get some momentum going. They don't want to be stationary before they decide to take off for the stolen base. If you can make a base runner stop with no movement, you've done your job on the mound.
Two and 1 to Pennington. Patterson a good lead. He goes. There's the throw by Mathis to Ibar. Out at second base. Perfect throw by Jeff Mathis, and they gun him down.
And that's an outstanding catch and throw from Jeff Mathis, but also quick to the play for Jared there. He had a slide step, gave him a better opportunity to be able to make that throw. Look how quick he was. Catch and throw, and Patterson runs very well out at second.
Now the 2-2 to Pennington is hit to Kendrick. And Oakland out quickly now in the 3rd inning. Jeff Mathis, a good throw to cut down the base runner. No score in the game. To Platter, courtesy of Del Taco. If you're coming to the ball game tomorrow, make sure to get your free Fiesta Platter. And if you don't have tickets yet, check angelsbaseball.com.
When an invitation to come over and use that platter at your house, where is right around the corner then, I would imagine.
Long standing. Yep.
I can't wait.
It'll be filled with tasty treats and safe to eat. So sure. 1 ball, 1 strike to Howie Kendrick. Under the heading, it's not over yet. The Tigers lost tonight. The Twins are winning. Tigers dropped a 2-0 decision to the White Sox. And Minnesota's ahead of Kansas City 8-4 in the 8th. So if that holds up, the Central Division's back down to a 2-game lead for Detroit.
I think they have a 4-game series starting on Monday, the two clubs.
You just almost get the feeling, and the Tigers are a terrific ball club, but that Minnesota's going to somehow get them. I don't know whether it'll happen or not, but
That would be a surprise considering they don't have Justin Morneau right now.
Well, they're about to win their 4th in a row tonight. So they're somehow finding a way. 2-2 to Howie Kendrick. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, Gio Gonzalez.
You mentioned if he gets locked in, he's very difficult to hit against. He's got 2 above average pitches. That curveball, which you saw, a swing and miss from Howie on this one, is a good curveball. And also a plus 90 fastball. See how that break on there is you're trying to be able to catch up to that fastball to begin with. Then you drop the curveball. He's been commanding his own. No walks yet so far in the game for Gio.
Jeff Mathis at the plate. Field, the first hit in the ball game for either side. 1 out single for Mathis.
That's the approach that Mickey Hatcher wants out of Jeff Mathis, that inside out swing, letting it get deeper in the strike zone, turn on the slower stuff in the inner half, but when it's a fastball, look the other way. Mickey works with him so much about keeping his balance, and he's the guy that if he's straight up and down, it's a difficult thing for him to hit. He wants a little bit of a crouch position and then go inside out with the swing.
Sean Figgins takes one inside. Figgy lined out to shortstop his first time up. A chopper over the head of Kennedy, and it bounces into left field. Single for Figgins.
The key is when you have speed and the threat of a bunt, you force that third baseman in, and because of that, the chopper gets over Adam Kennedy's head. Such an important element to be able to possess, especially if you're a leadoff hitter.
First and second with 1 out. Eric Ibar, the batter for the Angels. Strike 1 to Ibar. Well, it's over in Arlington. The Rangers beat the Rays tonight. So Texas keeping the Angels from reducing the magic number unless the Angels win tonight. That was win number 84 on the season for the Texas Rangers.
You got to give Ron Washington a lot of credit, keeping them guys playing hard. I mean, it's a tough Tampa team coming into town, yet they were able to come back. They were down in that ball game, came back and ended up winning it.
They were down 3-0 and got 8 unanswered runs. 2-1 to Ibar. Ground ball right to the shortstop. Looks like 2. And it is. The Angels gone in the 3rd. It's a pitcher's battle so far. No score heading to the 4th. The American League in walks. Who is the only Angel ever to lead over a full season?
Well, that's a tough one. I know it's not Dean Chance.
He would have. He just didn't get enough at-bats.
I think of Don Baylor, maybe.
Adam Kennedy, top of the fourth inning, top of the order for Oakland. What about Vlad? He got a lot of walks in previous years. Two and 0 to Adam Kennedy.
This is a spot a lot of times Jerry will throw a changeup. Predictable fastball count. Adam Kennedy loves to hit the fastball.
3 and 0. We were talking about pennant races. Well, in the NL West, the Rockies got a run in the bottom of the ninth to beat the Cardinals 2-1, and the Dodgers lost in Pittsburgh tonight 3-1. Kennedy thought that was ball 4, obviously.
That delay strike call from Tim McClellan behind the plate that sometimes could throw a hitter off and the pitcher.
Ground ball to the right side, right to Kendry Morales. Kennedy's 0 for 2 tonight. 1 out, Rajay Davis coming up. Good crowd for the last Big Bang Friday of the season. Fireworks after the ball game. Just a few home games left this weekend with Oakland. And starting Monday, the Texas Rangers will be here for a 4-game series. Time for the U.S. Marine Corps leaders of the game, and it's the fans. The Angels will draw over 3 million fans once again. There's one in the air into right center field. Torrey Hunter on the run. Nice catch. Torrey Hunter takes one away from Davis.
Well, we talked about he'd have that little extra step beginning of the game, how he was feeling better about that off day. And he needed all that extra step to be able to make that play. Jared saying great effort, but sort of that ball was going away from him. Just kept tailing and tailing. Get that great first step once again. The full extension makes the play. That Reed never loses sight of that baseball. Looks it into the glove. Braces himself as he dives. You can still see there's still some issues.
Yeah, he landed a little bit hard there, and he's still a little bit sore. Ryan Sweeney up there now for Oakland. Sweeney grounded out his first time up. He hit one down to Kendry Morales. Good off-speed pitch from Jarrett. 0-2.
Such a tough pitch to be able to stay back if you're a hitter. Slow curveball like that. It's all about timing, and he threw it off.
Torrey Hunter just kind of patting himself down, making sure he's all right. Everything's still in place. One and 2 to Sweeney.
Torrey has had to only play one way, and that's everything he has. Whether he's at the plate, on the bases, or in the outfield.
There aren't too many players right now, if you went into that clubhouse to take a survey. Are you absolutely 100%? You wouldn't get too many yeses. It's just too long a season, too many games.
Now, it'll be 0 at this point. But for whatever reason, come playoff time, those little nagging injuries seem to go away. The big stage, the opportunity to be able to win a World Series ring, is what it's all about.
Two balls, 2 strikes to Sweeney, who hits one between third and shortstop for a base hit. The first hit for the Oakland A's tonight. Over 3 million tonight for the Angels. Again, the only American League team with a longer streak of drawing over 3 million is the Yankees. And he said, oh boy, there's a lot of people here.
I'll tell you what, when I came up with Kansas City, they were struggling at times to get over 2 million. So 7 straight years of 3 million plus is impressive.
Kurt Suzuki now for Oakland. Swing and a miss by Suzuki.
Boy, that's a quick move for Jared. 6'7" to have that type of move. It's all about the footwork. And shorten up your throw. A better opportunity. He's given up 18 stolen bases, but 5 have been caught this year. Doing a much better job this season.
And Jared jumps ahead of Suzuki, 0-2.
Look at Jared's velocity on the fastball so far today, 90-91. And down in Texas, whether it was a slow gun or not, he was around 86, 87. I asked Mike Butcher about that. He did think it was a little slower than normal to gun down there in Texas, but obviously when you have a pitcher that's never been to this plateau as far as innings pitched, as a pitching coach, you keep an eye on that and shorten up the bullpen sessions in between starts.
Suzuki grounds one into left field. A base hit for the Oakland catcher. Back-to-back singles for the A's. Now how big is that play by Torrey Hunter in center field?
We talked about Oakland swinging the bat so much better since the beginning part of the season. That's why you need your defensive guys to be able to pick you up like that. Their team batting average since the All-Star break at 282. Prior to that, they were at the bottom as far as runs scored, batting average. They were just not scoring at all. But Bob Guerin's got to be happy right now the way the offense has turned around in the second half.
2 out, 2 on, and Jack Cust at the plate, a dangerous hitter. 23 home runs. By far the biggest power threat in this lineup. The A's have only 3 players in the lineup tonight with double figures in home runs. One of them is Kennedy. He has 11.
I said before, a little different team now, and more of a speed team, situational hitting. But you can see right now, Cust is a guy that has home run power, but he is a pull hitter. So if you can go to the outer half, you see Howie playing right here into the outfield grass, playing him the pull. See him right here in the outfield grass, playing deep. Better opportunity to be able to field that ground ball and be able to get through the inning.
Cust has a good eye and is a patient hitter. He walks quite a bit. He reached on a walk his first time up. Two balls and no strikes. Weaver's fighting it a little bit right now, Gibby.
Yeah, he's tried to throw that curveball, which didn't miss by a whole lot on the outside corner, then a changeup. Oakland, the patient team, make you work the count. Swing a lot of pitches out of the zone.
And it's 3-0 to Cust. The 22nd pitch of the inning coming up.
Mike Butcher looking on to make sure he sees the mechanics being repeated. If not, he's going to go out and talk to him.
Cust is one of those guys who hung in there until he finally stuck in the big leagues. But you look at his playing record, stops in South Bend, Lethbridge, High Desert, El Paso, Tucson, Colorado Springs, Ottawa, Sacramento, Portland. But he's been with the A's now for 3 years.
See, Mike Butcher's got a perfect view on Jarrett's follow through. If he sees that front shoulder open out, he'll be able to go out there and tell him what's going on as far as where he's going. If he's going too quick to the plate, things are not going in the right direction.
Big swing by Cust right there. Strike two.
A nice 3-1 changeup. Not exactly located perfectly, but the speed on that one was what you want. Differential of anywhere between 9 and 10 miles per hour between your changeup and your fastball.
Full count, 2 out. The runners will be moving here. Sweeney at second, Suzuki at first. Cust waiting. And he got him. Jared Weaver fights back from 3-0 to strike him out. Torrey Hunter made a big play in the inning, and the A's leave 2 men on in the fourth. Still no score.
It's all about the defense. He's calling off. He wanted that baseball full extension to make the play.
Calling family, and by Mazda's Summer Drive-Off event. Drive off with the best deals of the summer in a fun-to-drive Mazda. Bottom of the fourth inning at the Big A. No score in the contest yet. The Angels have Abreu, Vladdy, and Torrey Hunter due up here in the fourth against Gio Gonzalez, who has been effective for the A's tonight. Abreu was called out on strikes his first time up. Two and 0 to Bobby Abreu.
Interesting approach by Bobby there. Most hitters on a 2-0 count, they get a fastball, they're going to go up there to crush it. His confidence, his ability to work the count even more so. Now he's a 3-1 count, fastball count. This time I think if he gets that fastball in the inside part of the plate, he's going to let that bat go.
He lets it go and grounds one to first base. Barton will take it himself. The second annual Fiesta Angels is tomorrow from 10 to 4 in the Angel Stadium parking lot. When we drove in today, Ruby, you could see the Ferris wheel was there already. There would be carnival-style games, live Latin music, and a variety of food to choose from. Also, some Angel players, coaches, broadcasters, and the strike force. You can still get free tickets at the Northgate Market. There are 4 Anaheim locations, or Southgate or La Habra.
See a Ferris wheel or a merry-go-round?
I saw a Ferris wheel. Did you see a merry-go-round?
Well, Ferris wheel, that'd be great to go on. You know how I love heights. Be quite comfortable.
So what you're saying then is that you are terrified of Ferris wheels.
No, I love them. I can't wait to go ride that tomorrow. Maybe you can join me.
Yeah, believe me, I will. 0-2 to Vladdy. One ball, 2 strikes. And Vlad goes down swinging on the breaking ball.
Boy, Gio Gonzalez's curveball has been outstanding in this game so far. You see that break? It starts up above the letters, then ends up below the knees.
Back to the Aflac trivia question. Let's answer it. Sean Figgins is leading the league in walks. Who is the only Angel ever to lead over a full season? And the answer is Brian Downing, 1987. A high chopper to Kennedy. And that's it for Torrey Hunter and the Angels in the 4th inning. After 4 innings, still no score. Able to score a run yet. We head to the 5th inning. And for Oakland, Daric Barton to lead off. No runs, 2 hits for both sides. To start their big American League East showdown series, the Yankees beat the Red Sox 9-5 tonight. 2-0 to Daric Barton.
We look up the 62 pitches for Jared, only 33 in the strike zone so far, so it's been a struggle, yet he's putting up some zeros. Vlad is hanging around in that dugout again, getting ready for his next at bat. So he's got to be thinking that curveball that Gio Gonzalez threw to him.
3-1 now to Barton. Weaver going deep into counts on a lot of batters here tonight.
Another changeup, 2-1. He just tried to force that changeup through. Again, you got to trust the grip. He's going fastball. Mathis puts a fastball in the outside corner.
Well, he missed low with it, and Barton draws a leadoff walk.
Third walk of the game already here in the fifth inning for Jared. And that's something Mike Butcher and Mike Socha got to monitor for Jared as it gets closer to playoff time. As innings pitched, number of pitches thrown during the course of the season. Never threw 200 innings in his career. So now you're in uncharted waters right now.
Mark Ellis at the plate. Ellis flied out right up against the wall in left field his first time up. Snapped over first by Mathis. This is the first time tonight the A's have had the leadoff man on base.
Martin with no stolen bases on the season, but Mark Ellis handles the bat very well. Again, the A's doing a little bit different brand of baseball this year. Stealing bases, hitting, running. They possess a ton of power. More situational hitting.
We always think about the Angels stealing bases, but since the All-Star break, nobody in the major leagues has more stolen bases than Oakland.
Sean Figgins has 42 of them this season. You're right. This Oakland team's a lot more aggressive, going against that whole money ball theory as far as they don't like the stolen base. It's giving the other team an opportunity to get an out.
One ball, two strikes to Ellis. Oakland has been playing well. They've won 9 of their last 11 games. Things fell apart early, though, for the A's in May. They went 11 and 18 in May. Ellis pops one foul out of play.
Well, they made a lot of moves to bring veteran hitters into their everyday lineup. The year before, they pitched well, but they didn't score any runs. They bring in Garcia Parra, who's still here. Orlando Cabrera's has since moved to Minnesota. Jason Giambi let go, who's been doing a pretty good job in that pinch hitting role for Colorado. So Bob Guerin's forced now to be more of an aggressive manager as far as stealing bases, bunting even.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Ellis. Weaver hooked up in a shutout tonight here in the 5th inning. Ellis hits a fly ball left center field. Torrey Hunter running now back toward the wall again. Makes the catch. We saw Torrey go to his left and take a hit away. This time to his right. He runs it down on the warning track.
Well, he's getting a lot of extra exercise in so far in this game. He's playing Mark Ellis to hit the other way. Go a long way to get himself in position to make this play just before the outfield wall.
And that's twice tonight. Ellis has hit a fly ball to the wall. He's 0 for 2. Torrey grimacing a little bit. We've talked about him not being 100%. He makes plays like he is, but then when the play is over, you can see him kind of saying,
Well, that's the importance. If they can clinch this division sooner rather than later, Mike Socha will have that ability to be able to rest some of the everyday players and get them healthy for that run through the playoffs.
Eric Patterson up there. Especially a player like Torrey. If you did clinch the division, let's say you sat him 3 days in a row. That would probably be exactly what he needs.
Plus, then you get him back in there, get some few at bats the last couple days of the season just to get that timing going. Mike Socha will have that option when they clinch this division.
It's 0-2 to Patterson. Although by the third day, Torrey probably was saying, no way. Let me back in there.
Well, he'll probably say he wants to play every day the rest of the season because he figured he was on a DL for that length of time. He doesn't want to miss any games. But the reality is his body's telling him right now he's not 100%, that couple days off here and there before the end of the season might be what he needs to be able to hit a game-winning home run to be able to win a series.
Patterson grounds one through the right side. So the A's have another threat going. First and second with one out. Fans, this week, Fox NFL Sunday returns as Matt Ryan and the Falcons head to New England to take on Tom Brady and the Pats. Or the 49ers battle Brett Favre and the Vikings. Coverage begins Sunday with America's #1 pregame show at 9 a.m. Pacific. Check your local listings for the game and start time in your area.
And Randy Moss may not play in that game. Maybe a game-time decision for the Patriots. So they had a tough loss the other day.
Patriots are very close to being 0-2, but they did get the win.
I think they lost to the Jets, from what I hear from the truck. A few Jet fans in there.
Two 2-0 to Cliff Pennington. High pop fly on the infield. Howie Kendrick behind second base makes the catch. 2 down. And Adam Kennedy now, the top of the order coming up. Kennedy's 0 for 2 with a pop out to shortstop and a ground ball to first base. Kennedy hitting .289. One ball, one strike to Adam.
Trying to get Adam Kennedy to change his eye level.
The A's left 2 men on base last inning. They have 2 men on base here in a scoreless tie. And 2-1 to Adam Kennedy.
His ability to be able to throw that off-speed pitch and fastball counts has enabled him to get through these innings, even though the command hasn't been there.
And it is 3-1 now to Kennedy.
Well, he tried that changeup again. He forced it through the zone. Instead of just trusting the grip. Circle changeup. You just got to believe you're not going to be able to throw it as hard because the grip will not allow so.
The 82nd pitch of the night coming up for Weaver. And it's lined into left center field by Kennedy. That's going to put Oakland on the board. And the A's lead 1-0 in the 5th inning. Barton scores from second. Kennedy gets the RBI, his 61st of the year.
Pretty good approach from Adam Kennedy going the other way on this fastball. And Howard's expert shows that. He stayed back, that front shoulder in, hits the ball the other way. Key for a good swing like that is keeping your chin on that back shoulder. It means you're not pulling open was that you would hit that ground ball right to shortstop.
Rajai Davis at the plate. He hits the first pitch to Figgins, who steps on third, and that's it. But Oakland is on the board. 1-0 A's. Bottom of the 5th inning. And Juan Rivera to lead off against Gio Gonzalez. He has shut the Angels out on 2 hits through 4. Rivera grounded out to shortstop his first time up. Glove of Gonzalez to Kennedy, who throws him out. Pretty good play by both the pitcher and the third baseman.
Quick reactions from Adam. Able to make this play. See, a pitcher, left-handed pitcher, is always going to fall towards the third base side. So that deflection goes right to the third baseman, and Adam Kennedy's able to make that play. 1-5-3 put out. Good throw on the move.
Kendry Morales takes one down low for ball 1. Kendry needs one more run batted in to get to 100. Struck out his first time up. And he bounces one to Kennedy. 2 down. Well, the Angel Stadium team store is having a sale. Tomorrow only you can get 30% off on all Angel Stadium merchandise at the Angel Stadium team store location. So now is the time. This team store 30% discount. Get it before it's too late.
Make sure you bring your jogging shoes on, Rory. You're going to run down for me all day long, aren't you?
There it is, and they're getting ready for the big sale. There's a shot in the right center field by Howie Kendrick, and that's going to be a 2-base hit for Howie.
It's that good inside-out swing once again for Howie Kendrick. He continues to have a solid second part of the season, 19th double. The fastball inside. Wow, then how quick his hands are to go inside out. Paul Molitor, that same type of swing. Short step and then inside out.
Mathis had that type of swing last time up. He singled into right center, so Jeff is 1 for 1. And the Angels have Kendrick at second base, the potential tying run. Mathis takes a strike from Gio Gonzalez. Mathis is hitting .210, but he's hitting almost .260 at Angel Stadium. One ball, one strike to Jeff. Nothing Oakland in the fifth. Texas has already won tonight, so the best the Angels can do right here is cut the magic number to 3 with a win. One ball, 2 strikes to Mathis. Just did foul tip it.
It's also like he tripped when he delivered that baseball. That baseball was up in the zone. He got away with the pitch. Tried to overthrow it. Got away. That was a fastball that was up, a hittable pitch. See, that was a good swing too by Mathis.
1-2 to Jeff. And the breaking ball gets him. The Angels leave Kendrick at second base. And after 5, it's 1-0 Oakland.
Freeze cam. Corey, full extension. Makes an outstanding diving play in right center field. And that is our Coors Light freeze cam, brought to you by Frost Brew Coors Light.
6th inning at the Big A, and the Angels trailing Oakland 1-0. Ryan Sweeney leads off for the A's. Weaver needs a relatively quick inning here, Gooby, to go much further than this in the ball game. He's thrown 84 pitches now. Even though it's only 1-0.
He's made some pitches when he's had to in this game. The defense has picked him up. Good job of catching and throwing for Jeff Mathis on a would-be stolen base. Hunter with some good plays in the outfield.
2-1 to Sweeney. Oakland has left 4 men on base through the first 5 innings. And it's 3-1, so he's had a lot of deep counts in this ball game, pushing that pitch count way up. Even though he has struck out only 1.
Doesn't seem to be getting a lot of pitches on the corners either.
This is the 6th 3-ball count. Popped up. Shallow center. Ibar going out. Hunter racing in. And no, it goes uncaught. Ibar had a shot at it. Torrey couldn't quite get there, and nobody gets it. It's going to be a double.
And that's one of those plays that's much easier for an outfielder. And Torrey had to go a long way once again. Coming in on that fly ball, in position to make the sliding catch. But Ibar reaching for it too. There's a little lack of communication there. Hits off his glove.
Ibar must not have heard him, first of all. Plus, Eric obviously feels he has a pretty good play and thinks he can catch that ball, but it goes off his glove.
Well, they're pretty fortunate they didn't collide into each other, because that could have been a dangerous thing. Because Torrey coming in fast, Eric going out to the outfield a long ways.
It goes as a bloop double for Sweeney, and here is Kurt Suzuki. Suzuki's 81 runs batted in, leading the A's. They haven't had a catcher lead their team in RBIs since 1944. Frankie Hayes was the catcher, but no catcher has led the A's in RBIs since then. Suzuki, not your typical cleanup hitter, but that's where he is in the lineup tonight.
This is bad. He's more of a situational type hitter who's come through in the clutch for him, because he's looking to hit the ball right now to the right side. You're not going to do that too often at a 4 spot.
2-1.
You can see his approacher. He was trying to go the other way. Generally in a 2-0 count, you're getting a fastball. You're going to try to hit the ball out of the ballpark.
He is the cleanup hitter, as we mentioned tonight. He has 14 home runs. Great start, Cal State Fullerton. And Weaver wasn't bad at Long Beach State.
Well, he had some great numbers there, like he does this season in the big leagues.
Jason Bolger loosening up in the Angel bullpen as Weaver, with nobody out here in the 6th, is about to make pitch number 93 in this ball game. Suzuki pulls one to third. Figgins makes the catch on the line drive. We mentioned Texas won their ball game tonight, so the magic number stays at 4. The Rangers blasted the Rays tonight, and the Rangers trying to stay alive until they get here. Gooby, they'll open up a series here Monday, a 4-game set with the Angels. If they keep winning, they can keep the Angels from clinching this weekend.
They know they've played well against the Angels this whole season, Texas has. Although the Angels won that last series down in Arlington.
Jack Cust at the plate for the A's.
Well, getting back to that pitch that Jarrett threw to Suzuki there, a slow curveball. He gets it out with it, but because it's a slow pitch, it forces Suzuki to pull the ball, which it does not allow Sweeney to be able to advance to third. A fastball gives him a better chance to go inside out on that ball and hit it to the right side. So good pitching by Jarrett.
One and one to Cust. One out, one on for Oakland in the 6th inning. Two balls into strike. Another 3-1 count. Weaver's had a lot of them tonight. This is the 7th 3-ball count for Jarrett.
You can tell Mike Butcher and Mike Socher are keeping an eye on him as far as pitch count is at this particular point of the game, and of course the mechanics as he battled through a long season.
Ground ball, fair ball over the bag at first. Morales makes a nice play and gets there for the out.
When Morales saved Jarrett, Jarrett was late covering the base. You see him thanking him on that play. Most time anything hit to that side of the infield, as a pitcher, you automatically react and go cover the base. And Henry's looking for Jarrett, and he realized he's got to go beat Cuss to the bag.
If that had been, say, Rajai Davis, that might have been a different story.
Yeah, that would have been a tough one because Henry fielded that ball almost to the outfield grass. It would have been a tough play to beat Davis to first base.
2 out. Runner at third for Oakland. Daric Barton at the plate. 0-1. Starting him with a changeup, and this next pitch will be number 100 for Weave.
More than likely, last inning for Jarrett. He get through this. No runs allowed. He had a good chance to be able to get a win still. The offense could respond for it in the bottom of the 6th.
Angels offense has been quiet tonight. They have only 3 hits. And it's 2-1 to Barton.
Got a right-hander on deck in Mark Ellis, but he's hit the ball well twice against Jarrett, so I think he's going to try to go after Barton here.
But again, it's 3-1. There's Ellis waiting on deck. He has hit fly balls to the wall twice. Kind of a tough 0 for 2 for Ellis tonight.
Well, he's hit 280 versus 207 from righties against Jarrett.
Full count now to Barton. Big swing and a miss right there.
Still options. You have an open base, 3-1 count, fastball count. He dropped a changeup on him.
A soft fly ball into shallow center field will drop in front of Hunter and score a run. Sweeney's in from third. Barton gets the RBI hit, and it's 2-0 Oakland. He got just enough of it to drop it in there.
Well, it was a good pitch, a changeup. He's out in front. Torrey playing deep. Barton's power unable to come close on that flare in the center field.
Now Ellis, who has the 2 deep fly balls tonight, and Bolger looks like he's about ready in the bullpen if they need him. Ellis hits one well again, but Hunter will have a little easier play this time. Just as he gets near the track, he puts it away. Oakland gets a run, and they lead the Angels 2-0. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. Bottom of the sixth, top of the order for the Angels. Figgins, Ibar, and Abreu to face Gio Gonzalez. Figgy tonight, lined out and single. Two 2-0 to Sean.
I think the key is against Gonzalez here is more patient at the plate. Will walk batters.
And he's behind 3-0 to Sean Figgins. Kind of unusual this year. The Angels have gone 5-1 in Oakland, but just 3-4 against the A's here at the Big A. Figgy takes strike two called, full count.
Oakland has played well with the Big A since 06. They're 19-17. Only the White Sox with a better record at the Big A.
And Figgins strikes out swinging, so Gonzalez fell behind 3-0, then comes back and gets him.
He's got that good fastball. Good mechanics there going towards the home plate area. Suzuki, give him the target. He's got an impressive fastball going so far along with that big curveball.
He has 6 strikeouts, 1 per inning so far. And Ibar around a bunt takes ball 1. The difference in pitch count is significant tonight. We mentioned Weaver up over 100. Gonzalez has thrown 74. Two balls and no strikes to Eric Ibar. Center field, that one's in there for a hit and probably extra bases for Ibar, who has 2 and wants 3. The relay throw from Martinez. He is safe. The ball got away. Boy, that would have been close, but that ball hit Eric Ibar as he slid into third.
Oh, very aggressive. That 9th triple. You can see it was fun to be able to watch that when he saw that ball get to that right center field gap. And Dave was able to cut it off, but still his momentum was taking him towards the wall. There was no stopping Ibar, even batting from the right side. You see him, he looks at it, picks it up, recognizes he's going to have a shot at it if he's aggressive. Cut that second base bag very well, and going in for the head first sliding and throw. Hits him as he's coming in, as Adam Kennedy's trying to be able to see it, but hits his left arm and gets away. Boy, that's a great view of the Howard Deck. Oh.
Well, it sure is. And if that ball doesn't hit him, they might have had him. But Eric very aggressively legs out a triple. Bobby Abreu up now. Strike 1 to Bobby.
Well, you don't make that unless you go out of the batter's box and read what's going on in the outfield. And you can see him looking. Eric was looking to see what was happening in the outfield. And Davis cut that off, but his momentum was going the other way, so it's a longer throw for him.
Just the 4th hit for the Angels and their best chance tonight to score a run. The infield is back. 1-1 to Abreu. Bobby with 98 runs batted in. Two and 1.
Gonzalez reaching back, trying to get a little extra on that fastball. Mechanics a little out of whack, standing straight up when he's landing to deliver that pitch.
Ibar at third. Good breaking ball there, evens the count.
Well, if you're Bobby, all you want to do is hit a ground ball to the middle infielders. You're going to get a run across. Got to put this ball in play. You got to get that run. At the lead in half.
Curveball just off the plate. Full count. 3-2 to Abreu. Vladdy on deck.
It's not surprising if he came right back with that curveball once again. Been effective against Bobby Abreu tonight.
Bobby just got a piece of it.
You would think most times you're going to go with a fastball. You're up by 2 runs. You got Vlad Guerrero on deck. You don't want to take a chance of walking a batter, but he has a lot of confidence in that curveball.
Vlad waiting his turn. And Abreu goes down swinging. He threw him another curveball, Gooby.
He's got a lot of confidence in it. Bobby has not made any contact with that curveball so far. It's tough because he throws it from an angle. It's tough for a left-handed batter. You see Bobby's hip open up there. That was the key. Once, as a pitcher, you see a guy's hips open up like that, you have a real good chance if you have good action on that curveball on the outside corner.
Brad Ziegler in the bullpen for Oakland with 2 out in the 6th, and Vlad Guerrero at the plate. Curveball to Vlad. Ball 1. Vladdy tonight grounded out to third and struck out swinging. That's a mile high. It might stay in play. Barton and Suzuki are there, and Barton makes the catch near the on-deck circle. The Angels had Ibar at third with 1 out and failed to cash him in. Still 2-0 Oakland. The postseason. The rally will be at Angel Stadium Thursday, October 1st, right after the Angels-Rangers game. Angel players will be there, and Angel alum, plus U.S. Army parachute team Golden Knights. It'll be a spectacular fireworks show after that rally. Check angelsbaseball.com for updates on the postseason rally. Jason Bolger, the new pitcher for the Angels as we go to the 7th inning. Eric Patterson leading off for Oakland.
With 60 punch-outs and 62 innings pitched. He's got that power fastball, 94, 95, big overhand curveball, slider, and a changeup. He's using that changeup a lot more also.
1 ball, 1 strike to Eric Patterson. Give me your rundown on Jared Weaver's outing tonight. 6 innings, a couple of runs, 6 hits, no strikeouts.
Well, I think when you look at Jared tonight, he ended up getting that one on a changeup to Jack Huss. But I thought overall he made pitches when he had to. He's had never pitched 200 innings in a season yet. So you're going to make those adjustments, get the confidence going. I thought overall, I mean, anytime you go 6 innings and give up 2 runs to a team that's been red hot, hitting over 280 since the All-Star break, you're doing your job. Obviously, Jared would love to have been ahead of the count more often than he was, able to accomplish during the course of the game. But overall, good stuff. Better velocity on the fastball than he had down in Arlington. Curveball was pretty good today. Changeup solid, although he looked like he forced it a couple times.
And you're right, some big outs when he needed them to keep this a very close ball game. If the Angels had a lot of runs on the board, you'd be thinking, well, good outing for Jared. 2-2 to Patterson, who hits one back up the middle for a base hit.
He's done a nice job. A couple hits, a walk.
On base 3 times.
Tried stealing in the 3rd inning when Jared was on the mound. Mr. Bulger's going to have to keep an eye on him now. Especially when you have a 2-0 lead, you could be even more so aggressive on the base pass.
Cliff Pennington up there now for Oakland. He's 0 for 2 tonight. The A's with 7 hits in the game now. Patterson has good speed over at first base. He's a guy they've used as a pinch runner.
Now, Ricky Henderson used to do that too.
Sure did.
Remember that too often against me. He was quick. The thing with Ricky, I never realized it until Bob Boone came over. It was our catcher in Kansas City. He said the key against him, you don't even have to have a great move. If you can stop Ricky Henderson in his tracks and stop the momentum going towards second, he will not even attempt to steal against you.
One and 1 to Pennington. You have to wonder if Patterson maybe picked that up from Ricky.
Well, Ricky's been around and obviously got put in the Hall of Fame this year. He's been more of an influence on this team, so he's been around the club. No question. If you could get an opportunity to have Ricky around to be able to figure out pitcher's tendencies, you could be a very effective base stealer.
Ricky was able to figure out pitcher's tendencies pretty well. He was one of the smartest base runners, I think, ever, don't you?
And inevitably, if you're a good base runner, you're going to see that. The pitcher's going to do something, whether you're going to look over to first base, you're not going to hold the ball longer when you're going home. You're going to give up your patterns before long.
2-1 to Cliff Pennington. 2-0 Oakland in the 7th. There he goes. The throw by Jeff Mathis bounces in there and skips into center field. Patterson to third base.
Not a bad throw for Jeff Mathis to just sailed in towards the base runner. But I think this is one aspect of the Angels game they're going to have to clean up before the postseason, is that extra base a would-be base stealer seems to be getting as it goes by. Sometimes a throw to a bag, whether it be second or third. See it running in there. Sometimes you just want to get out in front and just knock it down. You may not be able to get the stolen base out, but you also want to make sure there's no advance. So now you're forced with the infield in now.
First error of the night committed by the Angels. Check swing, struck him out. That's that devastating hook from Bolger. One out, Adam Kennedy, who already has an RBI tonight, coming up.
See that great break. Pennington out in front, can't hold up. Well, with Adam Kennedy, a guy who's a fly ball hitter with that uppercut swing, you're going to think in lines of a strikeout to be able to get through this inning without allowing a run.
Infield in for the Angels. Throw to third, goes into left field, and that'll get the run in. The Angels commit another error, and Oakland leads it 3-0. Your point is well taken from a few minutes ago, Gooden.
And that's the thing. I mean, it's, again, you don't necessarily always have to get the out. You're trying to shorten up a guy's lead. You got to be able to try to knock that baseball down no matter what it takes. Tough one, too. You're getting shielded by the runner coming back in front of Sean Figgins, but it's a play with it. You know, the Angels have to soar up for the postseason, especially when you're facing Ellsbury, who has that great speed.
Figgins definitely shielded there.
Almost impossible for him to do because it hits the base runner getting by him.
But Oakland has a run now on a single, a stolen base, error. So it's the A's who manufacture the run to go up by 3 now.
An A's team that never did this in the past. And we're looking for the walk and the big fly to be able to score their runs.
And Kennedy out on strikes. So Bolger, we talked about him needing the strikeout. He got it, but not until the run had already scored.
Well, he does have a good curve on, and Mike Butcher have been able to give Jason Bolger a few extra days to get his arm strong once again. Pitching a number of innings this season, a lot of appearances, 60 of them. Him and Kevin Jepson, they've been kind of making sure they're healthy and strong for the postseason run.
Now Rajai Davis up there. Davis has gone 0 for 3 tonight. And there's a shot into right field for a base hit. That one skips toward Abreu in the corner. Davis, with great speed, easily turns it into a double.
Now a 13-game hit streak for Rajai Davis going the other way. Different hitter than we saw in the beginning part of the season, which he was susceptible to breaking pitches out of the zone, shortened up the swing, going the other way. When you got speed like Rajai Davis, you want to utilize that. You don't want to think in lines of being a home run hitter. You want to be a contact hitter. That's the adjustments he's made now. 24 doubles.
And he gives Ryan Sweeney a chance here with 2 out. Trevor Bell warming up in the Angel bullpen. Oh, and 1 to Sweeney. Bolger's breaking ball can make you look bad.
He also has a slider too, so he's got 2 types of breaking pitches. Very effective out of the bullpen for Mike Scioscia this season.
He's ahead of Sweeney, 0-2.
That breaking pitch, he got underneath a little bit, dropped the elbow, so that elevated that breaking pitch. Saw Sweeney swing a couple of them in the third. You got to go right with that same type of pitch. Expand the strike zone. Cannot afford the way Gio Gonzalez is pitching to give up any more runs. See right there, are trying to keep Davis close. You all know Ricky Henderson said the easiest stolen base there is stealing third base. Daric Barton just trying to keep Roger Davis close. You make sounds behind him, make that jab step towards second. That way you make the base runner go back towards the bag.
Suzuki! Still 0-2 to Sweeney. Davis a good lead. Sweeney tried to hold up and could not as the curveball gets another strikeout. Bolger strikes out the side, but the A's have scored a single run in each of the last 3 innings.
Gio Gonzalez been outstanding so far in 6 innings, pitched 7 strikeouts. That big curveball, able to mix in his fastball in the low to mid 90s too.
Check out the new R Performance vehicles at your local Jaguar dealer or on JaguarUSA.com. Hey, there you are.
Hey, happy birthday.
Bottom of the 7th inning. And the Angels still trying to get on the board as Torrey Hunter leads off against Gio Gonzalez. Two and 0. Torrey's 0 for 2 tonight. He reached base on an error his first time up. Two and 1. Fly ball right field. Sweeney backpedaling near the warning track to make the catch. One out in the 7th. Juan Rivera coming up.
Well, as much as the Angels needed that day off, it's always tough coming back as far as your timing as a hitter when you have an off day in which you're not even having any batting practice, no soft toss, no hitting off the tee work. You can see that throughout this game. Granted, Gio Gonzalez is doing a tremendous job of mixing that fastball with that curveball. But the timing of the Angels hitters tonight just doesn't seem to be quite on tonight.
It's 1-1 to Juan Rivera. And now they're going to go out and see about Gio Gonzalez. This kind of makes you think something might have been spotted from the dugout. He's in the middle of a batter with a 1-1 count, and he's in the middle of a shutout in the bottom of the 7th inning. But Bob Guerin's gone out there.
And Oakland's going with a 6-man rotation to keep an eye on all their young arms that they have. So granted, even though he's throwing a shutout here, I don't see him be able to go maybe beyond the 7th inning at this point, because they're really keeping an eye on those guys.
He's thrown 91 pitches tonight, and he's just kind of loosening up there behind the mound. You could read his lips. He said, "I'm fine," to the manager.
Well, manager, especially when you're a young pitcher, you see you're flexing your arm like that. That's the red flag. There's no doubt this will probably be his last inning.
2-1 to Rivera. Three and one, or maybe last batter if he loses him, Gooden.
Like I said, they're going with a 6-man rotation. They don't want these young pitchers to throw so many pitches, so many innings in this season. They're thinking the lines of the future. It's unusual. You got the Dodgers and Oakland going with a 6-man rotation. What would Bob Gibson and Don Drysdale say to that? When they used to be 4-man rotations back in the day.
They'd say, play me or trade me. Popped up foul by Rivera. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 7 innings is the longest career outing for Gonzalez. So if he gets 2 more outs here, he'd match his longest outing ever. He did that just 3 weeks ago against Seattle.
But you also can understand that what the Oakland is doing at this point, making sure they don't overthrow. They're out of the race right now.
And he walks Rivera with a pitch that was just low. So we'll see if Guerin comes to get him. Yep, he is coming out. And Gio Gonzalez will get 6 1/3 innings tonight. He leaves with a 3-0 lead over the Angels. Event. Drive off with the best deals of the summer in a fun-to-drive Mazda. Back at the Big A, where the Angels are trailing 3-0 tonight in the bottom of the 7th, and the Rally Monkey trying to get everything going here for a late inning rally for the Angels. And the new pitcher for the A's coming in. Michael Wirtz takes over.
Well, he's done a nice job for this Oakland team. He's got a fastball 87-93, above average slider, and a changeup. Great numbers, a 2.76 ERA in 71 games.
Kendry Morales at the plate for the Angels. 1 out, 1 on. Oh, 1 to Kendry, who has been quiet tonight. 0 for 2. Morales hitting .302. No balls, 2 strikes to Kendry Morales. Kendry has a modest hitting streak on the line, 4 games.
Wirtz has done a nice job against the Angels this season. Been in 5 games, total of 5 2/3 innings pitched, no runs allowed. See if there's that slider quite often.
1 and 2. And Kendry down on strikes. He's 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts tonight.
Another one of those sliders. He's got a good one. Above average slider. That's his strikeout pitch. The replay shows out in front. You see the hips flying open. The weight shifting forward. No chance to be able to keep your hands back and through the zone.
Now Howie Kendrick, who doubled last time up. Howie struck out his first time up. The A's have a pretty solid bullpen. And Wirtz has been a big part of it. One and 1.
That tough slider again. If you're Howie, you got to think in lines. You got to stay back and shoot that ball to right field.
He's thrown 7 pitches. I think probably 6 sliders.
He was with the Cubs, the same thing. He's a guy identified who throws a lot of breaking pitches.
And that one strikes Howie out. Great job done by Michael Wirtz. And after 7 innings, 3-0 Oakland.
manufacturing run. Base hit by Adam Kennedy into left center. Then Barton flares it into center field, scores another run. Then an attempted pickoff after a stolen base. Scores Patterson. The score is now 3-0. That is our Lexus pursuing perfection.
43,242 here tonight, pushing the Angels' season attendance up over the 3 million mark.
7 straight seasons. Trevor Bell coming in the game now. Getting some work. You know, we talked about the playoff roster. He's a guy that's on the bubble. Mike Scioscia's not afraid to get him up in some key situations out of the bullpen here. Been a starter. He's got a good fastball, can rush in there 92, 93, a good curveball. Chance and pressure manager.
He has certainly pitched out of the pen in his career and says, hey, I'm very comfortable out of the bullpen. Doesn't mind it. Like most pitchers would like to start, but doesn't mind the bullpen. Kurt Suzuki to lead off the 8th inning for Oakland. Hits the first pitch foul.
I think when you're a young pitcher, get an opportunity to come out of the bullpen, you can be more aggressive. Let that fastball go. You don't have to worry about conserving energy over a 7-8 inning stint.
Fly ball right field by Suzuki. 1 out. And that'll bring on Jack Cust. Cust is 0 for 2 with a walk tonight.
We saw Phil Hughes coming in out of that Yankee bullpen as a starter. He was settling around 91, 92. Good stuff, but out of the bullpen, see him at 97 mile an hour. You can just let that fastball go. Very effective out of that bullpen for the Yankees, Phil Hughes was.
Hard hit ball up the middle, base hit for Cust. He's going to turn and hold. Fans, visit the official online shop of the Angels at angelsbaseball.com. Get all your authentic team gear at angelsbaseball.com, straight from the source. One out, one on for Oakland here in the top of the 8th. Daric Barton at the plate. There's a line shot for Daric Barton into right field. Cust will stop at second. Back-to-back singles for the A's. 2 men on with 1 out, and 10 hits in the ball game for Oakland.
Well, just looking at the way they approach at the plate now as compared to the first half of the season, just a totally different ball club. More relaxed, going the other way with some pitches. Not up there thinking home run every swing.
Does that happen to a team once in a while, Gooby, that has fallen out of contention? We've seen teams in last place, as Oakland is, all of a sudden have a very good September.
And they're the most difficult teams to play against as Mike Scioscia looks on. And I knew when I was playing, if you're in contention for a postseason spot and you're facing a club that's out of contention, they're relaxed, they're the most difficult team to play against because they won't swing at pitches out of the zone. Not a lot of pressure on their pitching staff also, so they're tough to play.
It's 0-1 to Mark Ellis, who has hit 3 deep fly balls tonight and come up 0 for 3. 2 on with 1 out for the A's in the 8th inning.
When you think about what Mark Ellis has done as far as his approach to the plate, he's going some serious distance, but nothing to show for it. A couple balls raked to the wall. So far, the defense has kept him in there. 1,190 feet of fly ball outs.
Now he hits a pop fly into center field, and Hunter gets him again. He can't even bloop one in.
Might want to think maybe a ground ball.
That's
or at least keep it away from him.
3 times Hunter has caught one. Rivera caught the other one.
And you can still see Torrey. I mean, that first step, he's got to make that quick movement. Still doesn't feel real healthy. He's got to go a long ways for some fly balls. Even that one, he had to come in and almost collided with Eric Ibar. See where he's playing and how far he's got to come in to make that play.
Yeah, no question about it. Torrey is hurting a little bit.
Well, when and if there's an opportunity for Mike Scioscia to be able to rest Torrey, you got Gary Matthews Jr. be able to fill in there playing some solid defense himself. He's done a solid job as far as coming off the bench. When an opportunity presents itself, he's got some key at-bats for the Halos Gary Matthews Jr. has.
2 out, 2 on. Eric Patterson at the plate. Patterson has a couple of singles tonight. And a ground ball to second base. Howie makes the play, and that's it for Oakland. They leave 2 on in the 8th. Big Bang Friday. That's at Disneyland right there. We'll have a pinch hitter to lead off here, Reggie Willits. Reggie batting for Jeff Mathis to start the 8th. Strike 1 to Willits. So far, anyway, the Angels have gone quietly tonight. They have only 4 hits. They've had a runner at third base just once. But Willits leads off the 8th inning with a base hit. A pinch hit single for Reggie. Now it's time for the Mercedes-Benz attention assist of the game.
Ground ball right up the middle. Gonzalez deflects it over. Adam Kennedy comes in with the bare hand on the run, makes the throw across to get Juan Rivera. Good play by Adam Kennedy. And also Gonzalez will deflect it.
Figgins at the plate with the leadoff man on for the Angels in the bottom of the 8th. Strike one to Figgy. Sean 1 for 3 tonight. Had a single in the 3rd inning. One ball, one strike to Figgy.
Pretty tough pitch. My words, he's throwing a lot of sliders and froze. Sean Figgins on that fastball about 2-3 inches off the outside corner.
One and two. And Figgins out on strikes. This is one of the better sliders we've seen, Gooby.
Well, he doesn't overthrow that a whole lot, too. He keeps the good mechanics, that front shoulder in. Tight, sharp slider.
One out, Eric Ibar up there.
When you look at his pattern, the way it works, because he has to the Angel hitters, he tries to establish the fastball first pitch, and a steady diet of sliders. Here comes the slider now, but he shook it off. He wanted a fastball now on the outside corner.
Ibar trying to run his way on, fouls it away. And Eric now in an 0-2 hole.
Well, Eric had a tough time at laying off curveballs and sliders down and in that last series against the Yankees. In another spot right now where we're going to try to throw that slider possibly down and in. There it is, that slider going down and in.
Way down. Wild pitch. Willits to second base. So a runner in scoring position for the Angels. And Eric Ibar, who tripled last time up there at the plate. But Ibar right now is 3 for his last 17. So in a little bit of a slump right now. Andrew Bailey, who has been spectacular as their closer, warming up. One and two to Ibar. Willits at second base now.
Keeps trying to throw that slider down and in on him. Eric's been able to lay off those pitches. Now even up in the count.
Make the pitch. Let's go, Eric. Let's go, Eric.
This time he didn't lay off, and Ibar is out on strikes. Back-to-back strikeouts for Wirtz, getting Figgins and Ibar.
Wirtz was continue to try to throw that slider down and in. This time he got out over plate enough. A good break to it. Well, when you see a batter's hand come off the bat like that, you know you've done your job as far as being a pitcher, hitting your spot.
he's definitely doing the job. He has struck out 4 of the 5 batters he's faced, except for Willett's ground ball pinch hit single. Bobby Abreu up there now.
Let's go, buddy. Let's go. Here we go, kid.
1-0 to Bobby.
Again, he's going in that pattern. First pitch, fastball. He comes back with the all-speed pitch. More likely he's going to go back out with a fastball here.
Give him a high slider there for ball 2.
Well, you take that chance. If you walk Bobby Abreu, you bring the tying run up, and Vlad Guerrero on deck. One swing, and all of a sudden it's a 3-3 game.
And now it's 3-0 to Abreu. Vladdy would like to get that chance. Hunter would hit after Vladdy if they get to him. 3-1 to Abreu.
Obviously on a 3-0 count, you're not going to be swinging because you need baseline. But I don't think I've seen Bobby Abreu swing a 3-0 pitch this entire season. Because he's going to get the same pitch 3-1.
And it's strike 2. So now to a full count to Abreu. Abreu has struck out twice tonight. Wirtz trying to get him right here. The Angels just trying to get something going, get on the board. And he struck him out. Michael Wirtz strikes out 3 straight Angels to get out of the 8th. Still 3-0 Oakland. Oakland, they've had a few timely hits and great pitching. Gio Gonzalez 6 1/3 shutout innings, 7 strikeouts, and the Angels added up. They have struck out 12 times tonight. Visit farmers.com today to hear more true stories from Farmers customers and to find a SoCal agent near you. Jose Arredondo, it's a new battery for the Angels. Arredondo on the mound, and Bobby Wilson takes over behind the plate here in the top of the 9th inning.
We talk about guys trying to make an impression. 2 of them right here in this spot. Well, Mike Scioscia's not going to talk about playoff rosters until they get to that point. Jose got to reestablish that fastball to be able to get people out with that split finger fastball. Get that velocity back 93, 94 and finish off with the split.
Cliff Pennington, the batter. Last year, Arredondo was 10-2 with an earned run average under 2, and he was in 52 games as an Angel. But this year, it's been a struggle.
Big thing has been that velocity on the fastball. Mathis, Mike Napoli looking on. Bobby Wilson behind the plate. And Socha has indicated that he may go with 3 catchers. And all these guys, all 4 catchers up here with the Angels, are all very good friends.
(0-2) to Cliff Pennington. Well, after tonight, will be 9 games left in the regular season. And Mike Socha, even though he continually preaches 1 game at a time, let's get there first, but he has to be mulling those things over in his mind by now, right?
Well, they have organizational meetings. They had it on that last road trip, piecing together the possibility of what roster they're going to go with in the postseason, looking ahead to next season also, but a lot of decisions to be made. Again, for me, that first round, it's a 5-game series. You're almost thinking lines of carrying an extra position player as compared to an extra pitcher. So there's going to be some guys on the bubble right now for Mike Socha as far as out of that bullpen.
2-2 to Pennington, who chops one toward first base, and Morales feeds Arredondo for the out. Well, we have 2 games left in this series with the Oakland A's here at the Big A. When Oakland clears out, Texas comes in. And that's a 4-gamer. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday here at the Big A. Then the Angels finish the regular season with 3 games in Oakland.
Well, these next, obviously you got a few more outs to get through here. Hopefully you'll be able to come back. But these next couple games against Oakland become that much more important. Especially when you get a 4-game series against a team that's chasing you coming up.
The Rangers did their part by winning tonight. Texas beat Tampa Bay 8-3. So if the Angels do not come back, the lead would be 6 games. Adam Kennedy at the plate for Oakland. And you know what the Rangers are thinking, just hang in there until we get to Anaheim, and maybe you get some magic there for the Texas Rangers.
And right now, the Angels, the earliest they could be able to clinch would be Sunday. It could be the score stays the same right now. The way the bullpen is pitching for Oakland, very difficult to come back. Well, Wirtz has been nasty.
It really has. If that happens, it would take the Angels winning 2 in a row and Texas losing 2 in a row for that series with the Rangers that begins Monday to be entirely moot. 3-1 here to Adam Kennedy. Tomorrow the Angels have John Lackey on the mound against Dana Evelyn. Kennedy draws a walk.
Well, Evelyn with that great pickoff move, but John Lackey with all kinds of success against Oakland throughout his career. Having that right guy in that position. He'll pitch tomorrow night.
Sunday, Joe Saunders against Edgar Gonzalez.
John Lackey 16-4 in his career against Oakland, and Joe Saunders some good numbers too against Oakland.
Saunders Sunday. But again, the only way the Angels, even with 2 wins here Saturday and Sunday, could clinch before Texas gets here would be if the Rangers lose Saturday and Sunday. One ball, no strikes here to Rajay Davis. Who lines one to right field. Abreu makes the catch. Two down, and Arredondo will face Ryan Sweeney now. Great crowd of over 43,000 here tonight. Redondo drives Kennedy back.
Definitely a situation where Adam Kennedy, who has 20 stolen bases, may take a shot at swiping second.
And a base hit through the left side for Ryan Sweeney. Kennedy turns, goes back to second, and will get in there as the ball gets away from Howie. And Oakland with 2 men on base and 2 out here in the 9th inning.
Well, a pretty good piece of hitting for Sweeney. Got by Ibar. Juan Rivera charged that baseball very well. Threw it behind Adam Kennedy, who made that wide turn. He was thinking about trying to go to third on that, but smart decision by Adam Kennedy, because Juan Rivera has been very successful throwing out would-be base runners going that extra base.
Kurt Suzuki at the plate for Oakland. He's their cleanup hitter and RBI leader. High chopper. Figgins fields it. That'll do it for Oakland in the top of the 9th. But we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. The A's 3, the Angels nothing. As they go to the bottom of the 9th, trailing 3-0. Andrew Bailey, 25 saves. Wirtz looks terrific as the setup man, but Bailey's been pretty good too, Gooby.
Boy, not only has that great record, 6.3 ERA, that's 79 and 30 innings pitched, 87 strikeouts. Opponents only hit 174 against Bailey. He's got a fastball. He rushes up there 91 to 96. He also has a cut fastball and above average curveball. Been outstanding for Oakland.
First batter here, Vlad Guerrero. Vladdy tonight, he's been quiet, 0 for 3 with a couple of ground ball outs and a strikeout. One ball, one strike to Vladdy. Vlad Never has a real clean-looking helmet. A lot of pine tar on there.
One of the few guys in baseball with no batting gloves. Chance he needs that pine tar to be able to keep the grip on the bat, especially as hard as he swings.
Strike 2 to Guerrero.
Well, there was that cut fastball by Bailey. Also will throw a four-seam fastball. He's going for the cut fastball again in the outside corner.
Vladdy pops one foul.
See, most times when you see that 3 down there, you think of a slider, but he's number 3 when the Suzuki puts it down. That's a cut fastball. Now he wants the normal four-seam fastball on the outside corner.
And Vladdy pops that one foul. The Angel hitters have been strikeout victims 13 times tonight. And Vladdy hits another one off to the right, out of play. Ground ball right to the shortstop. Pennington throws it away. Guerrero will get second base. And we'll see if the Angels can slip in the door now that it's been opened.
Well, you never know. There's a spark like that, and it looked like it'd be a routine out. Pennington airmailed that throw. Had plenty of time. It was in perfect position. They're playing in the pole. See him in the shortstop hole right there. Plenty of time. Times when an infielder has too much time, takes the focus off the throw. His elbow down. Just like a pitcher. When you drop your elbow, the ball's going to sail out of your hand.
Torrey Hunter pops one up. Shallow right field. Sweeney makes the catch. And the Angels now 0 for 7. With runners in scoring position tonight. Juan Rivera coming up. Ball 1 from Bailey. McClellan, the home plate umpire. I'm not sure what he was up to there.
It looked like Juan Rivera was requesting that Bailey do something. I don't know if it was move the rosin bag down or not. Maybe nice to try to do that. Put it on top of the mound. That way you give a batter a different look. Whatever it takes to be able to get it out.
Swing and a miss. Right to Juan Rivera.
Boy, tough pitch to be able to catch up to. 96-mile-an-hour fastball above the letters. Well, you can see how he power fastball up. Most hitters like to swing that pitch up, but it's difficult to catch up, especially at 96.
And Juan out on strikes. Boy, that's been the theme of the night for the Angels tonight, who are down to their last out in the 9th inning.
Boy, a fastball, again, located perfectly in the outside corner. Suzuki deserves a lot of credit for his job behind the plate today, calling these pitches, sensing that the Angels were at a tough time on certain pitches and certain counts.
Every Angel in the starting lineup tonight has struck out except Hunter. But Torrey's 0 for 4. Kendry Morales takes ball 1. One ball, one strike to Kendry Morales.
Here we go, Morales. Let's go, man. Now you ready? Now you ready?
Weaver is the pitcher of record for the Angels tonight. So barring a comeback, Jared would be 15-8. Gio Gonzalez for the Oakland A's, if he wins, would even it up at 6-6. 2-1 to Kendry Morales. The Angels need another base runner. And now they're down to their last strike. 2-2 to Kendry. Three-0 Oakland in the ninth. Five-year-old Andrew Bailey trying to close it out. And Kendry grounds it for Pennington. That'll do it. The Oakland A's shut out the Angels tonight 3-0. And for the Angels, Gooby, 3 losses in a row now, which matches their season high. They've never lost 4 in a row this year.
Well, too much Gonzalez, too much Wirtz, and then Bailey finishing up. I think what it came down to was a different approach, Oakland.